Welcome to the Dreamer's Edge podcast. I am Dimitri, webmaster of thedreamersedge.com and movie critic and television critic, and I'm sitting with...
Nicolas. I write video game articles for the Dreamer's Edge.
And what are we talking about today, Nick?
We're working on the Thursday schedule, and we're going to look at the major networks and what shows are on there, and describe if we're going to watch them or not. But beforehand, we're going to do show and tell.
Yes, that's when we recommend a little something for you, and in keeping with the theme this month, we're going to recommend a little TV something.
There's a show I plays on Wednesday that I catch religiously. It's Mythbusters. Mythbusters is probably the best show on TV, and you should watch it. It's on Discovery Channel. Very enjoyable. They take urban legends or just sayings like a bull in a china shop or finding needle in a haystack, and they test
stuff
them.
they've seen in movies. They do that a lot too.
Or stuff they've seen in movies. Yeah, exactly. And they test them out to see if they're real or if they're not. And it's very enjoyable. It's very fun. I recommend it.
It's a very popular show. You know it's fun, people. You're already watching it. If you're not, you know you should.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend something that a lot of our viewers might go like, really, dude? And I'm going to recommend a show that lasted all of 20 episodes before it got canceled. It's a ABC Family show. It's based on a movie, and it's called 10 Things I Hate About You.
Really, dude?
Yes. Now, some of you may or may not know that I absolutely hate the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a terrible movie.
Really?
And yet, the TV show is pretty freaking excellent.
Okay.
Here's what they do. They take the basic premise of two sisters with a strict dad who's completely insane about the dating and sort of fix things along the way. So instead of having Julia Stiles be the shrew, even though, she looks like she might break in half if you sneeze in her general direction, they got Lindsay Shaw, who just looks hefty and tough and just this, very pretty woman. But she's built large and strong.
Yeah, indeed.
And instead of her being a shrew because she had bad adventures with boys and now hates all boys, she's one of those young people who are finding their identity by picking up every hippie cause that comes their way and being very militant about it.
Okay.
And what's great about it is this show calls her on it, where it's like, yeah, you keep telling people what to do, but like you're being so insensitive about it, so don't tell me that you're more socially conscious, because you're stepping on everyone's toes. You can't even respect the people around you.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a really nice twist on it. And his sister is, of course, the girl who keeps trying to go after popularity, and she has this guy that goes after her, but he's a total dork, and he's her slave, essentially.
Yeah.
And in the movie, of course, that means that she's going to turn around and realize that that's her soulmate.
Okay.
And this one, she turns around and goes like, no, you're a doormat, man. Stand up for yourself. I'm not going to go out with you. You're a doormat. These are characters I can respect. This is a point of view or a criticism of these characters where it's like, no, okay, that's from a perspective where you actually have real values instead of pandering to teenagers.
Okay.
So why don't we just move forward right ahead to the Thursday schedule. Here's what ABC has in store for you on Thursday this fall and winter. We start at 8 to 9 with Charlie's Angels. Obviously, we're not talking about reruns of a 70s show. They're rebooting the franchise.
Yeah, the movie turned me off completely.
You know what turned me off?
What?
The 70s show.
Oh, God.
It's awful!
It was good back then. It was good for the time.
No, you know what? Even then, it was degrading to women.
Yeah,
Even
okay.
then.
Yeah, it was. Well, no. They were not respected in the police force, so Charlie got them a job. There were 3 cops that they graduated very well in the police academy, but they were giving bad jobs because they were women, so Charlie takes them and he gives them, important work to do.
Yeah, but they're still, following orders from a man, ominous man at that, and this time because he comes from a box. It's very pre-feminist feminism, let's just call it.
I guess so, yeah. I haven't seen the previews. Maybe Charlie is a girl in this one. Charlie's a girl's name. Although fans of the old show would riot, so probably not.
Yeah, Boswell's a man, though.
Well, you can't have all women there.
No, but what I mean, but he's the one managing them.
That's true. It's Bosley, I think, not Boswell.
Bosley, whatever.
Exactly.
Here's a trope about women kicking ass that I don't like. Because, as much as we claim that women kicking ass is just big affirmation for women, it can be, but most of the time it's not. Boys like this thing, because you have this attractive women kicking ass, being intimidating, being this thing that's, above your pay grade, essentially.
Yeah.
This guy. And it's all about her being domesticated, She's too wild for the police force, But Boswell and Charlie is gonna rein her in. It's all about the domestication of the tough girl, and most tough girl fantasy shows are about that, like from Ultraviolet to all the ones in the video games.
Yeah.
You know, even Lara Croft, who's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
But what is she after all the time? Her father. It's all like her entire life is always around a man. Like tough girl is always domesticated by a man, one way or the other.
I see.
So not a big fan of even the idea of doing a remake of Charlie's Angels.
It could end up fun, like She Spies.
She Spies was very funny.
Yeah. So it could end up funny. Just,
well, you know why She Spies works, right? Because they were taking the piss out of Charlie's Angels every episode.
I guess so.
Let's move on to 9 o'clock, because that's going to be so much more interesting.
Of course.
Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, God.
Reaching its 8th season. Because apparently, Grey still has stuff to complain about.
Oh, man. I saw one of the first shows in the first season where she gets dumped by the guy she's after, McDreamy, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time in the hospital, two patients are attached, together, and to separate them, one's going to die. But she doesn't like that because the patient that's going to die, it's kind of like her when she gets dumped by McDreamy when he chooses to go back to his ex-wife. And it's like, wow, that's not even subtle, guys. It's like so not subtle, it's insulting. And I just, okay, that's it. I'm done with the show forever. And if they're as unsubtle now as they are before them, it's like, no, I'm not. I don't like my intelligence being insulted that way.
I haven't watched it. You know what I mean? Like, it's been on for 8 years. And 8 years is a lot of time. The show might have changed into something completely different, and
Probably.
I haven't followed it.
Yeah.
Because, like you, I was completely turned off by the few episodes I caught in the first season, where I was like... And for me, it was more like, how much can you whine? It's like, come on, like, You're a doctor. You've made it through medical school. You're a practicing doctor. I'm not saying your life is perfect, but not to the point where you have to whine every 30 seconds about every little thing that doesn't go exactly your way.
Yeah, I didn't watch enough episodes for her to get on my nerves that much. I mean, she complained a lot in the episode but she had just been dumped, so I could get that.
Right.
you know? But afterwards, if she keeps on complaining continuously, I'm like, oh, come on.
Like, Katherine Heigl pretty much asked to be off the show. I think she is now.
Yeah, I think she is.
I think she is. And people said, she was being a bitch about it. And I'm like, was she? Hey, look, I don't like Katherine Heigl movies. They're all the same, and they're all pretty... They're all the same in one thing. They all miscast Katherine Heigl. It's like, women, stop playing romantic comedies. You're not good at that. I think you'd be way better at other types of comedies, or try a drama that could work out for you. Yeah. Stop doing the romantic comedy thing. And yet, despite, her iffy movie career, I think she did the right choice by jumping off their Grey's Anatomy ship.
Oh yeah, these actors are done. They're done for. After Grey's Anatomy's over, they're not going to get jobs for like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. Well, except McDreamy. McDreamy has a really good, solid career.
That's true.
Patrick Dempsey is the name of the actor.
We know him as McDreamy.
Yeah. Well, he is, isn't he? 10 o'clock, a Private Practice, spin-off of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I'm not watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm not following the spin-off of it either.
Yeah. No. I mean, although it looks mildly less annoying, to be honest.
Yes, because the great character is not in there.
Yeah. And also, it's about a bunch of doctors that went off and started their own private practice. Oh, look, people who can take control of their own destinies.
Yes, indeed.
So already more likable. Season 5, so obviously it's working out for them. Do I really need to question why ABC has decided to do that 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock block? Seems pretty obvious.
Indeed.
I've been working for them on Thursdays as well. Charlie's Angels, though, such a weird choice.
I know.
Because women are not going to watch Charlie's Angels. But women watch Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy. It's not the guys.
Yeah, it's true. Well, they want to have the market, sharing the market like that's a good idea.
And well, it's just that you're losing a lead in. It's not disastrous, but you're not taking full advantage of your sequence of shows.
I guess you're right.
All right, CBS. Starting off at 8 with The Big Bang Theory Season 5.
Yeah, that was a very funny show. First few seasons, it got kind of bad. And then when they added new characters, like the girl, nerds, it became good again.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the season premiere, see what's happening, because the cliffhanger last year was hilarious. I want to see where they go from there. It can only get more and more funnier.
Yeah, the girl nerds are such a great addition. From Bernadette to Sheldon's girlfriend type person.
Yeah.
Played by Blossom, who's a real life genius, which makes it even more charming.
Yeah.
She's so good too. Because Sheldon, when they created him, people loved him. I didn't. I thought he was annoying, but people thought that was a tour de force performance. The creation of his character.
Yeah.
But I think she beat him. I think her character is funnier.
I don't know. I think Sheldon is still pretty. He got overused is the problem. If, like the third season or so, it became the Sheldon show. You're like, okay, enough. The other characters can be funny as well, Mm-hmm. But then I think with adding the other girls, it brought back the other nerds as well in the mix of it, and it rebalanced the show.
8:30. How to be a gentleman.
That's like the friendship between an author and a personal trainer.
That's what it was.
I think like CBS, they just have a giant machine with just different professions and everything, like two reels, and they just crank it and they decide, okay, what was the profession? Okay, this guy matches up with this guy. Zany friendship. All of their sitcoms are like that. I mean, come on, how many crazy combinations can you get before you just run out of ideas like that?
Yeah, writer and personal trainer. It's like, why is that opposite? Like, that's the sort of idea that can only come from a fat writer.
I guess.
Because, here's the thing about writers. It is true that some of us have a harder time exercising because the thing is, whenever we have free time, it's always time we could write.
Yeah.
So finding time to exercise is not that easy. Having said that, we can still watch what we eat. We can still believe in taking care of our bodies. So I don't see how a writer and a personal trainer are in any way opposites.
But I think the writer was high class and the personal trainer was like lowbrow kind of thing, because high class people can't be friends with lower class people.
Because God knows, personal trainers are never literature graduates who can't find a job. That never happened before.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's full of prejudice when you think about it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Person of Interest is at 9 to 10 on CBS. That's the spy show with Jim Caviezel.
Yes, he was dead, but he's Jesus, so he came back. And he has a mysterious informant that has a lot of money. Stop me if that rings any bell. Charlie's Angels. And that informant pays for him, and they clean up the street. And you're like, why don't you just put it opposite Charlie's Angel in the same slot and see what happens? Come on.
I would really like that because The Big Bang Theory is at an inconvenient spot for one of my favorite shows, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it'd be interesting. It depends how they do it, obviously. There's a little idea of maybe a conspiracy going in there, but whatever.
Yeah.
The conspiracy thing might interest me more if it weren't on CBS.
Why CBS?
CBS is very into episodic, very into standard, do not offend the middle class.
Okay.
You're not, how are you going to build a good conspiracy theory out of those limitations?
Good point. So there might be other stuff happening there, but I mean the premise is really that's all they're telling you. I'm a badass.
Yeah, certainly the commercial for it, that's what they stress. Don't give me I'm cool and I kick ass. No, the 1980s were 20 years ago. Stop it.
Even then, I mean, come on.
Well, like The Equalizer.
Like some people say, badass. Like, MacGyver was badass. No, MacGyver was not. The thing is that he's badass. He tuned in to see, all the gadgets he did or stuff like that, or
Anybody who says MacGyver is a badass hasn't watched MacGyver because he's a pacifist.
Yeah.
He's a very much good ass.
I know. That's true. But they get shows like like for example another one, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, they watch it because Buffy's a badass. She's like, no, there was the whole dynamics of the gang and everything, and it was funny.
Also, she's a valley girl.
Yeah, exactly. They just get the wrong impression of certain shows, and they think, the show was successful because they had a badass character. No, that was not the whole thing of it.
All right, moving on to 10 o'clock, The Mentalist, with that good-looking guy who solves crimes with that not so good-looking girl.
Not a good-looking girl. I'm not gonna watch it. No, I mean, guess it's been on for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah, this is their 4th season.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and I completely blanked it out. I never caught it, so it didn't catch my attention. I'm probably gonna watch it.
I watched the first episode or two, changed channels, hated it because the main character is thoroughly unsympathetic.
I've had like unsympathetic like Lie to Me. The main character was such a jerk, but and he was completely unsympathetic, and yet I was kind of drawn to watching the show.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's played by Tim Roth in Lie
Yeah.
to Me, and Tim Roth is one of these actors who can pull off those sort of tour de force performances where,
Okay.
he's a jerk, but he's sympathetic. Sort of like Hugh Laurie's doing with House.
Yeah, but yeah, House is kind of sympathetic. The guy from Lie to Me, I just what a jerk. Continuously, I didn't like him as I like Hugh Laurie in House, and I still watch the show because like I need to see where this is going with this jackass.
Simon Baker is the name of the mentalist.
Okay.
The guy. He's a good actor. He's a ridiculously handsome
Okay.
man. And but the thing is, he's chosen to play the character so smug, so smug that you're like, it's not that you. I don't get the impression you think you're better than the characters around you. I get the impression that like you're pointing at me through the screen and go like, I'm better than you.
Oh
Like,
wow.
he plays it that smug.
Wow, that's smug.
That's a lot of smug. Moving on to NBC. The more you know. At 8, Community, and that's the show I was telling you about, where I wish it didn't have to fight for ratings against The Big Bang Theory, because I think they're tapping into the same market.
Yeah, and again, it's the use of TiVo again, forced to.
Yeah. Community is an amazing show. I really, really like it.
Oh yeah.
I like it more than The Big Bang Theory, personally, but in ratings, The Big Bang Theory is doing better than Community, which is reaching its 3rd season, by the way.
Okay, great show. Gonna watch it. Not sure which one I'm gonna watch live and which I'm gonna watch, delay, but probably gonna go for Big Bang Theory actually first.
Yeah. A lot of people are, and the community is suffering because of it.
But how do they decide ratings though? Because we watch both, so it's bad for them to decide rating. My TiVos, I'm getting it from TiVo. Can't they see that I'm watching both of them?
No, they only calculate what you're watching live with the Nielsen boxes.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because you're usually not watching the commercials when you're TiVoing it, because you can fast forward through them.
That would be illegal and wrong. You're not supposed to skip commercials.
Well, it's not illegal.
Just kidding.
But
plays on Wednesday that I catch religiously. It's Mythbusters. Mythbusters is probably the best show on TV, and you should watch it. It's on Discovery Channel. Very enjoyable. They take urban legends or just sayings like a bull in a china shop or finding needle in a haystack, and they
Or
test
stuff
them.
they've seen in movies. They do that a
Yeah,
lot too.
or stuff they've seen in movies. Yeah, exactly. And they test them out, see if they're real or if they're not. And it's very enjoyable. It's very fun. I recommend it.
And it's a very popular show. You know it's fun, people. You're already watching it. If you're not, you know you should.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend something that a lot of our viewers might go like, really, dude? And I'm going to recommend a show that lasted all of 20 episodes before it got canceled. It's a ABC Family show. It's based on a movie. And it's called 10 Things I Hate About You.
Really, dude?
Yes. Now, some of you may or may not know that I absolutely hate the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a terrible movie.
Really?
And yet, the TV show is pretty freaking excellent.
Okay.
Here's what they do. They take the basic premise of two sisters with a strict dad who's completely insane about the dating and sort of fix things along the way. So instead of having Julia Stiles be the shrew, even though, she looks like she might break in half if you sneeze in her general direction, they got...
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a really nice twist on it. And his sister is, of course, the girl who keeps trying to go after popularity, and she has this guy that goes after her, but he's a total dork, and he's her slave, essentially.
Yeah.
And in the movie, of course, that means that she's going to turn around and realize that that's her soulmate.
Okay.
And this one, she turns around and goes like, no, you're a doormat, man. Stand up for yourself. I'm not going to go out with you. You're a doormat. These are characters I can respect. This is a point of view or a criticism of these characters where it's like, no, okay, that's from a perspective where you actually have real values instead of pandering to teenagers.
Okay.
So why don't we just move forward right ahead to the Thursday schedule. Lindsay Shaw, who just looks hefty and tough and just this, very pretty woman, but she's built large and strong.
Yeah, indeed.
And instead of her being a shrew because she had bad adventures with boys and now hates all boys, she's one of those young people who are finding their identity by picking up every hippie cause that comes their way and being very militant about it.
Okay.
And what's great about it is this show calls her on it, where it's like, yeah, you keep telling people what to do, but like you're being so insensitive about it, so don't tell me that you're more socially conscious, because you're stepping on everyone's toes. You can't even respect the people around you.
Okay.
Welcome to the Dreamer's Edge podcast. I am Dimitri, webmaster of thedreamersedge.com and movie critic and television critic, and I'm sitting with...
Nicolas. I write video game articles for the Dreamer's Edge.
And what are we talking about today, Nick?
We're working on the Thursday schedule, and we're going to look at the major networks and what shows are on there, and describe if we're going to watch them or not. But beforehand, we're going to do show and tell.
Yes, that's when we recommend a little something for you, and in keeping with the theme this month, we're going to recommend a little TV something.
There's a show I